My mother-in-law leaned forward in the courtroom with a sneer. "That money belongs to our family bloodline. You're just an outsider who tricked our son." My father-in-law added loudly, "She's got no right to a dime. We'll prove she manipulated the will." The judge banged the gavel for order. Whispers filled the room. I sat humiliated and alone on the stand. They had no idea what was coming next. I'm Sarah, and I'm 36 years old. I work as a school teacher in a small town. I married into a wealthy family 5 years ago. My husband came from money, with parents who owned a big house and threw fancy parties. I grew up differently. My parents were hardworking folks who ran a little grocery store. We never had much, but we had love and respect. When I met my husband, I fell for his kind heart, not his background. His parents judged me from day one. They whispered about my simple clothes and my job teaching kids. They said I did not fit their world. I tried to win them over with homemade meals and polite smiles, but I always felt like an outsider in my own marriage. I focused on my students instead. I helped them read better and dream big. My community became my support. I was not rich or glamorous like my in-laws, but I had something they did not expect. It was a bond with a relative they ignored. My late aunt saw my kindness. She trusted me in ways they never did. If you've ever felt like an outsider in your own family, hit that subscribe button. I want to hear your story in the comments. Tell me how you handled it. Let's prove them wrong together. Click hype or like to keep going. My husband passed away suddenly from a heart attack last year. He was only 38. The grief hit me hard. I could barely get out of bed some days. But his parents wasted no time. They showed up at our house the week after the funeral. They demanded I hand over his estate. They claimed the $250K inheritance was not mine. "It's family money," my mother-in-law said with a cold stare. We sat in their fancy living room. The smell of stale coffee hung in the air. It mixed with the polish on their wooden furniture. My father-in-law pulled out papers. He waved them in my face. "These show you pushed him to change the will," he growled. The documents looked official, but felt wrong. They pressured me to sign everything over right then. I refused. My hands shook. I said I needed time to think. That made them angry. They started spreading rumors in their social circle. They called me a gold digger behind my back. It got worse at the memorial service. The room was full of friends and relatives. Whispers followed me everywhere. Someone even asked me outright if I married for money. My cheeks burned with shame. I wanted to hide. But the final blow came when they filed a court claim. They sued to contest the will. I got the papers in the mail. My heart sank. I could not afford a big legal fight. My teaching salary barely covered my bills. I sat alone that night. The clock ticked loudly in the quiet house. It echoed my fear. How could family do this to me? I felt betrayed and trapped. The battle had just begun. The betrayals kept coming after that. First, my in-laws excluded me from family gatherings. It started with Thanksgiving. I got a text from my mother-in-law. "Don't show up. You're not welcome anymore." I stared at my phone in shock. Holidays used to mean big meals and laughter. Now I spent them alone. The silence in my house hurt more than words. I missed my husband even more then. I cried into my pillow. That night, the fabric smelled like his old cologne. It brought back memories of better times. But I pushed through. I volunteered at school events instead. Kids' smiles helped a little. The second betrayal hit at a community fundraiser. I helped organize it for the local library. My in-laws showed up uninvited. My mother-in-law cornered me near the snack table. She announced loudly, "She's trying to steal from us. Watch out for people like her." Heads turned. Neighbors gave me side-eye glances. Whispers spread like wildfire. I felt my stomach twist. I wanted to run, but I stayed and smiled through it all. Inside, I boiled with hurt. Why drag my name through the mud? I had never hurt them. The third betrayal was the worst. They froze our joint bank accounts. My father-in-law called the bank himself. He claimed it was for the family's protection. Suddenly, I couldn't pay my rent or buy groceries. Bills piled up on my kitchen table. I skipped meals to save money. The fridge hummed empty in the background. It mocked my struggle. I felt so small and powerless, but I didn't break. I started documenting every call and message. I saved emails and texts. I confided in a close friend from work. She listened and hugged me. "You're stronger than this," she said. Her words sparked something in me. I began to fight back quietly. The in-laws grew bolder each time. They thought I was too weak to stand up. They bragged to mutual friends about winning the case. "She'll give in soon," I overheard my father-in-law say at a coffee shop. Their arrogance built like a storm. I endured the pain day by day. My bitterness grew, but so did my resolve. I knew I had to hold on. The court date loomed closer. I wondered if I could survive it all. What they didn't know was my secret. My late aunt had left me more than kind words. She passed away 2 years before my husband. We were close. She saw my true worth when others did not. She prepared something big. It was a secret inheritance, not just money but a property deed to a small cabin and land. The in-laws never knew about it. They ignored her because she was not wealthy like them. During arguments, I would glance at the hidden papers in my drawer. The rustle of the documents reminded me of hope. I thought to myself, I had a plan they never saw coming. This gift could turn the tables. It held proof of my independence. My aunt's letter explained her trust in me. She wrote about my kindness to her in her final days. I visited her often. We shared tea and stories. The scent of chamomile still lingers in my memory. It calms me when I think of her. This forgotten relative's bequest teased a way out. It could expose their greed without me saying a word. The suspense built inside me. I kept it close. No one suspected. The in-laws pushed harder, but I smiled through the hurt. My secret grew stronger each day. It whispered promise in the quiet moments. I needed help, so I reached out. I connected with an old family lawyer named Mr. Thompson. He knew the in-laws' secrets from past dealings. He had handled their business years ago. He saw their shady side. When I called him, he listened to my story. "I can help pro bono," he said. We met in his small office. The air smelled like leather-bound books and fresh ink. It felt safe. He reviewed my documents carefully. He whispered, "I've seen their tricks before. We'll turn this around." His confidence boosted mine. Meanwhile, the in-laws grew more arrogant. They boasted to friends at dinner parties. "We've already won. She can't touch that money." Word got back to me through a cousin. It stung, but I stayed quiet. Tension rose as the court date approached. They sent threatening messages late at night. "Give up now or it'll get worse." My phone buzzed with their words. The sound pierced the silence of my home. I did not reply. Instead, Mr. Thompson and I prepared. We gathered evidence. He found holes in their fake papers. We practiced my testimony. Suspense built like a tight coil. I felt the weight of it all. But with my ally, I stood taller. The hearing was days away. Their overconfidence blinded them. My heart raced. We were ready. The courtroom buzzed with tension on the day of the hearing. People filled the seats. My in-laws sat smug on one side. Mr. Thompson stood by me. He called for the full will reading. The judge nodded. As he read, clauses came out clear. They disproved every claim my in-laws made. The money tied solely to me. My husband's words in the will praised my support. The mother-in-law interrupted with a yell. "That's not possible. She doesn't deserve it." The judge silenced her sharply. Order in the court. Dialogue erupted. Mr. Thompson pointed out the forged evidence. "These documents are fake," he said firmly. The father-in-law stammered. "This can't be right." His face turned red. The court ruled against them. It backfired hard. The judge mentioned potential fraud charges. Whispers turned to gasps. I stood tall. My voice was steady.
"You underestimated me all along." Their eyes widened in shock. The room felt electric. The sound of papers shuffling echoed my victory. They had pushed too far. Now they faced the fallout. Mr. Thompson smiled at me. The gavel came down. It sealed their defeat. I walked out with my head high. The cold air outside hit my face. Freedom tasted sweet. I secured the $250K and started a new life. I bought a cozy home near my school. No more in-laws' control. They faced legal consequences. The court fined them for fraud. Family fallout hit hard. Relatives distanced themselves from their greed. They called me once, full of regret. I did not answer. I felt empowered and at peace. My students noticed my smile. Life moved forward. Sometimes the quiet ones hold the real strength. If your in-laws or family ever tried to claim what was rightfully yours, you know that sting of greed and betrayal. Subscribe and share your inheritance story in the comments. How did you fight back? Join our community to support each other. Click Hype to help this story reach others who need it. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like and click Hype to help it reach more people who need to hear it. Your voice matters in our community. Share your own experience in the comments below. I'm reading.